What's up, CK fam? This is your boy CliffordAKyei here, back today with a new video. Today's video is actually going to be quick, but I want to encourage someone. Don't be discouraged. God is still at work. And the reason why I want to really talk about this is that oftentimes it can feel like God is not working. Sometimes it can look like God is not working. And this video is for the one listening to me who's really discouraged, because right now when you look in your life right now, it seems like God is nowhere to be found. You don't hear God, you don't see God moving, but you've been following God consistently, faithfully. And I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to know this, that God is at work. One of the things I know about God is that He doesn't have to make you feel it for you to know that He's at work. Oftentimes, the sign that God is at work is the fact that you can't even feel it right now. It's the fact that you can't even see it right now. He doesn't need you to see it. He needs you to believe it. And that's how faith works. You have to speak to those things which are not as if they are, right? And so Jesus Christ can come into a place to save the whole world, and they didn't even see Him coming. Oftentimes, God specializes in the not seeing miracle, the miracle that you oftentimes don't see it coming. That's how God works. So when Jesus Christ was coming into the scene to be a blessing, they didn't see Him coming. As a matter of fact, they said, Nazareth, can anything good come out of Nazareth? There's probably somebody listening to me right now, and you're looking at your season right now. You're like, yo, there's nothing good that can come out of this season. You're probably looking at what you're facing right now. You're probably just looking at the bad news that you probably just got, and you're like, yo, there's nothing good that can come out of this season. They say the same thing to Jesus Christ. But the point is this, is whenever you don't see it coming, that's when God oftentimes begin to shock you with a blessing, begin to shock you with a response. And so I don't need you to see it coming, okay? We don't need people to see it coming. We don't need for it to look like it for us to know that God is at work. If it doesn't look like it, great. It is a sign that God knows what He's doing. And so you may not know what you're doing. You may not have an understanding on what's going on in this season right now, but you serve a God who knows what He's doing. And so the book of Proverbs says to submit everything to Him. It says, trust in the Lord in all your ways. Lean not on your own understanding. You don't want to lean on your understanding in this season. Oftentimes we get discouraged because we lean more on our understanding than seeking God. We lean more on what we think things should go than how God has designed for things to be. So please, whatever you do, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways, acknowledge Him, and the Lord will direct your path. And so don't be discouraged. God is at work. Listen, you serve the God of the third day. I know you want something to happen on the first day. I know you want something to happen on the second day. But the third day, He oftentimes, God is such an attention seeker, if I can use that word, right? And I use that lightly, is that if He's going to do something, He's going to do it big time. And so the reason why He's not showing up the first day, the reason why He's not showing up the second day is because He has plans for a grand entrance. He has plans to make this thing big. And so I know it seems like it's too late. You've probably given up, but your God is about to give you a grand entrance. I want somebody to type that in the comment section, that my God is about to give me a grand entrance. Why? Because when you have inactivity, when you're at a point where you're at a place where there's a man inactivity, there's man impossibility, you're oftentimes at a place of God activity. When you reach the point in your life where no man can do anything, humanly impossible, it is godly possible. God is about to do something that no man can do. Okay? And so please don't be discouraged. The one listening to me, you probably gave up on that thing. You probably gave up on yourself. This video is to let you know to go back. This video is to let you know to regroup, because it is never too late for God to do what He says He would do. It is too late for man, but it's never too late for God. And so please make sure you do that. And this is the last thing I'm going to say to you as a big brother or a little brother, depending on who's watching this video. When God promised to bless you. I'm trying to give you a chicken nugget that will help you from being heartbroken. That will help you to stop living a life where you're always discouraged, where you're always disappointed. We don't want you to be disappointed all the time. So I'm going to give you this chicken nugget for free. When God promised to do something in your life, or when you ask God for a blessing, pray for the grace to wait for that blessing. Pray for the grace to wait for that promise. Because just because God promised you something does not mean that you must dictate how it should happen. The timeline to the doings of God is not up to you. The timeline to the promise of God is not up to you and I. The timeline to the promise coming into pass has everything to do with God's mind, God's plan, and God's purpose for our lives. And so it's not that God has failed you, but sometimes it's as simple as you have so much expectation on how you think God should move that when it doesn't happen that way, you're discouraged. I didn't come for you. I want to help you. So please, to someone listening to me, I know this is not probably a video that you're probably like, oh my God, yes, Clifford, that's a great revelation. But I felt the need to encourage someone that God is at work. Don't be discouraged. God is at work, because I made a reel today that most of what you call a mistake is what God uses to bless you and to give you a revelation on who He is. And I found that God oftentimes literally reveals Himself to the people He loves, right? And so He said to the disciples, Jesus Christ said to the disciples, He said, Lazarus, whom I love, is dead, and I'm glad. And I asked myself, why would Jesus Christ be glad that Lazarus is dead? Because if this is somebody you claim to love, you shouldn't be happy that he's dead. And I discovered that is because in that moment, Jesus Christ was glad because He could reveal a side of who He is to Lazarus that Lazarus could not know until certain things were delayed, until certain things became a mistake, or until death happened. Because before Jesus Christ allowed the death of Lazarus to happen, Lazarus only knew Jesus Christ as a healer. And so until He allowed the death to happen, Lazarus only knew Him as a healer. After the death, Lazarus was like, wow, boom. He's not only a healer, but He's the resurrection. And so sometimes God will allow certain things not to happen in your life right now. Or sometimes He will allow certain things to happen right now to reveal a dimension of Himself to you that you don't know. And so He allows certain situations to happen. He set up situations for revelation so we can call Him Jehovah Jireh. He set up situations for revelation so we can call Him Jehovah Rapha. He set up situations for revelation so we can call Him Jehovah Nisi. And so whatever it is for you, you got to fill that in. Jehovah whatever, right? Jehovah whatever, right? And so in this season, whatever you're going through, it is so that God can take you deeper. You've been praying for God to take me deeper. You've been praying, God, show me more of you. Sometimes how He show you more of Himself is when He take you through life. And so whatever it is, know that God is taking you through. David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for God is with me. And so know that God is walking through this whole thing with you. But just like I said in the reel, I said that whatever mistake that God allows, in my small years in following God, I've concluded that whatever mistakes that God allows to happen to you, He'll make up for it big time. And so, like I said, there's a grand entrance coming your way, and know that you're many things. As a matter of fact, to the one listening to me, the one watching this video, you are many things. God has made you to be many things. And I know for a fact that a quitter is not one of them. You're many things, but a quitter is not one of them. So when you feel like quitting, tell to your soul, like David spoke to his soul, that I'm not a quitter. This is not who I am. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pressing. And in due time, God will show up. So listen, don't be discouraged. God is at work. By the way, keep on keeping on. And lastly, don't forget that it is our year of exploits. Oh my God, this is where I get it from. This is my church, Ernestine's Church, New Jersey. It's our year of exploits. And lastly, don't forget to be blessed, be yourself, and be happy. Peace. Don't give up.